Hi there, my name is Brooks from Character Design Forge. I've often said before that characters are vessels for stories, a way for the audience to connect to the story. And for a long time, eyes have been called the window to the soul, and for a lot of characters, the design of their eyes is an essential element for connecting to the character. So I wanted to talk a bit about ways to create expressive eyes when designing your character. While the layout of our eyes can and should change depending on the character, we should establish a sort of baseline. One extremely important element of drawing eyes that is a lot of times overlooked is the socket. It's easiest to define the socket by feeling your own face. It's that shape beneath the bones around your eyebrow and the cheekbones underneath. As a bit of a shorthand, we can use a larger circle outside the circumference of our eye to define the socket. An easy way to remember the socket is with the domino mask, which you may recognize as the black rubber mask from The Incredibles. Now, this shape would deform and contract based on a character's expression. In a three-quarter view of the face, the socket becomes more apparent. The eyeball is recessed into the face, so the edge of the socket, and depending on the size and shape of the nose, are now occluding our view of a section of the eye. Inside the socket, which is setting into the face in the shape of a funnel, is the eyeball, which we don't want to represent with a disc, but a bit more of a sphere. The pupil inside of that needs to lay on top of the sphere, and we need to be able to see the pupil from the angle that it's laying on. So, simply put, the farther from the center the pupil is from the angle that we see it, the skinnier it will be. The center of the pupil may even be hidden to us behind the nose. A lot of people ask how to make the eye look alive or lively. Really, the answer is the simpler the better. Depending on the rendering style or amount of detail that you're looking for your character to have, your eye can simply be the pupil inside of the eye without the iris, the colored section between the pupil and the white of the eye. A lot of times the amateur decision is to add a lot of detail to the eye, lots of gloss and rendering out the iris with color, and that isn't necessary, and if your eye is rendered more realistically than the rest of your character, it can definitely be a detractor. If you do decide to add a bit of gloss, in this case that white spot in the iris, remember that it isn't dictating the direction the eye is looking, it's a reflection of the source of light. Really, getting believable eyes just takes practice. When the proportions of your eyes are a little bit bigger, you're able to convey clarity of the expression as well. Practice the structure of the eyes that we talked about here, and exaggerate different proportions of them in order to get some variation. Experiment with different eye shapes and expressions, and you'll be well on your way to creating unique characters that we can connect with. That's it for me today. I'm making new videos every week at characterdesignforge.com. Subscribing on YouTube lets you know when new videos are made available. Thank you for watching, and have fun creating.